As I've explored previously, drinking sugar water is bad for you. If you have people drink a glass of water with 3 tablespoons of table sugar in it, which is like a can of soda, this is the spike in blood sugar you get within the first hour. Our body freaks out so much it releases so much insulin, we actually overshoot, and by the second hour we're relatively hypoglycemic, dropping our blood sugar below where it was when we started out fasting. In response, our body dumps fat into our bloodstream as if we're starving because our blood sugars just drop so low. And the same thing happens after drinking apple juice. Here's what happens to your blood sugar in the 3 hours after eating 4.5 cups of apple slices. It goes up, comes down. But if you eat the same amount of sugar in apple juice form, about 2 cups, your body overreacts, releasing too much insulin. You end up dipping below where you started. The removal of fiber and the production of fruit juice can enhance the insulin response and result in this rebound hypoglycemia. What would happen, though, if you stuck those 4.5 cups of sliced apples in a blender with some water and pureed them into an apple smoothie? It would still have all its fiber, yet it still caused that hypoglycemic dip. The rebound fall in blood sugars, which occurred during the second and third hours after juice and puree, was in striking contrast to the practically steady level after apples. This finding not only indicates how important the presence of fiber is, but also perhaps whether or not the fiber is physically disrupted, like in the blender. Let's play devil's advocate, though. Eating 4.5 cups of apples took 17 minutes, but to drink 4.5 cups of apples in smoothie form only took about 6 minutes, and you can down 2 cups of juice in like 90 seconds. So maybe these dramatic differences have more to do with how fast the fruit entered into our system, rather than its physical form. If it's just the speed, we could instead sip a smoothie over 17 minutes. It would be the same, right? So they put it to the test. Fast juice was drinking in 90 seconds, but what if you instead sipped the juice over 17 minutes? Same problem. So it wasn't the speed, it was the lack of fiber. What if you disrupt that fiber with blending, but sip it as slowly as the whole apple eating? A little better, but not as good as just eating the apple. So eating apples is better than drinking apple smoothies. But who drinks apple smoothies? What about bananas, mangoes, berries? There was a study that compared whole bananas to blended bananas and didn't see any difference, but they only looked for an hour, and it was while they were exercising. Bananas in general, though, may actually improve blood sugars over time. The same thing with mangoes, and this was with powdered mango. It can't get any more fiber disrupted than that. It may be due to a phytonutrient called mangiferin, which may slow sugar absorption through the intestinal wall. Berries help control blood sugar so well they can counter the effects of the sugar water, even when they're pureed in a blender. Adding blended berries in addition to the sugar water, and you don't get the hypoglycemic dip. You don't get that burst of fat in the blood. Drinking blended berries isn't just neutral, but improves blood sugar control. Again, thought to be due to special phytonutrients that can slow sugar uptake into the bloodstream. Indeed, 6 weeks of blueberry smoothie consumption may actually improve whole-body insulin sensitivity. So while apple smoothies may be questionable, a recipe like Mayo's basic green smoothie recipe, packed with berries and greens, would be expected to deliver the best of both worlds, maximum nutrient absorption without risking overly rapid sugar absorption.
Hi guys, it's Martha again. I'm just getting ready to make my smoothie for dinner, and I thought, hey, I'm going to film this and show you guys how I make mine and what I put in mine. It might be different from what you guys are doing. This is like my go-to smoothie that I make every night, and I really love the taste of it, and it's really delicious. So I'm going to show you what I'm putting in here, okay? So first off, I used these greens, all right? And so what these are a combination of baby kale baby spinach, and other baby greens, okay? So I open this guy up, and I put all my vegetables in at the bottom closest to the blade. Because I have a normal blender. I don't have anything fancy, just a normal blender. But I find that when I make it this way, where I put all the veggies at the bottom, it just blends them up a whole lot better than if they're at the top. I'm just going to and I put a lot of greens in my stuff. I've seen some videos where some folks only put like one little small handful of greens and the rest is all fruit. Not me. I put a lot of greens in my smoothie. So as you can see, it's a lot of greens in there. Next, I put asparagus in my smoothie. And I usually put the thin green ones in, and I usually do like 3 little stalks of those. But I found this really cool purple looking asparagus. And you know what they say with colors of vegetables, if more color, the more nutrients it has in it and more vitamins. So I'm using 2 of these guys, okay? And what I do is I just break them into little pieces and toss them in my blender. So I'm tossing them in. Break, put them in. The next thing, the last green that I use is broccoli. Good old broccoli. So what I do is I take a couple of these guys, right? Maybe 3. Now you're probably going, broccoli? Gross. But honest to God, I swear you don't taste this at all. So I get the little head. See this? I just rip this off, and this is what I put in the blender. And the rest I chop up with my dog food, and they get the rest, and they love it. My dogs love vegetables. They love carrots. They love broccoli. It's crazy. So here's another big piece. Just doing the same thing. Just taking off the heads. Throw the heads in there. Okay, got the stalk. The stalk can go to something else. I'm going to throw another little piece in there just because I love it so much. So there it is. All right? There is all that broccoli on top of all the greens. So see that? There's a lot of greens in there. That's a lot of good stuff in there. And that is what my body is loving, and that is what is helping me get rid of the inches and the fat. It's going to make me live a whole lot longer so I can see my grandson's kids. That's my goal. All right, next I'm going to put in my my fruits. So I get all my fruits frozen because that way I don't have to put ice, because I do pack a lot of stuff in here. And so in order to cram it with everything I want, I have eliminated the ice by putting in the frozen fruit. And it really makes a big difference. So this is frozen pineapple, frozen peaches, okay? And I separate the fruits out so I don't put them in a big clump, because that strains the blender. So I'm also going to add frozen mango. And again, same thing. Break it all up into the little pieces here so that it blends a whole lot better. And last but not least, my staple, frozen blueberries. And I love these guys. And all these packages that I showed you, with the exception of the pineapple, are all organic. So if you can buy organic, it's just healthier. It's got less pesticides in it. You know, if you can, great. If you can't, it's okay. But if you can, you know, it's worth the thing. So let me show you what my blender's looking like right now, okay? It is pretty packed, as you can see. So I'm pushing it down as much as I can, and then now I'm going to add some liquids to make all this blend up, right? So the first thing I do is I put in coconut water, okay? And I put coconut water in about halfway up the blender. So I'm just pouring it in on top of everything, and I'm just watching it go up as I do, and it goes about a little bit less than halfway up the container, so I put it in. Okay, then I add almond milk, and this is vanilla almond milk, and this gives it a really creamy, nice smoothness to the smoothie. So I add maybe, I don't know, maybe 1/3 cup of almond milk, okay? It looks like more because all the veggies are crammed in there, but here, let me show you what it's all looking like. Okay, so that's what it's basically looking like, right? Not real appetizing at this stage, but I promise you it's going to be awesome. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start blending it, and I have to blend this in little stages because, like I said, it's a normal blender. So I listen to the sound of the blender. When it sounds like it's strained, I turn it off and I stir it with a knife and then move stuff around and then start blending again. So bear with me, it's going to be noisy, but you got to do it, right? Okay, so here we go. Pour this in. You can see the consistency. It is delicious. Okay, and then I use a little straw because honestly, it's kind of like drinking a milkshake in a way. So here it is. Oh my God, this is so good. You don't taste the broccoli. You taste the blueberries, you taste the pineapple, you taste the peaches. Put the fruits you like the best, okay? Whatever, is your favorite stuff, whatever trips your trigger, you put those fruits in with the greens and the liquids. And you don't have to use coconut water. Some people don't like coconut water. Just use straight up water. If you don't want to use the almond milk, don't. You can just use straight water. You can use a little bit of fruit juice if you like fruit juice better. Whatever you need to do to get you into this habit, do it. Because you're going to see a difference. You're going to see a boost in your energy. You're going to start seeing your weight come down from this. Not only that, you are giving yourself fruits and vegetables that your body needs every day. If you do this every day, you're giving yourself everything you need for that day. So there's just nothing bad about making a fruit and veggie smoothie, folks, okay? So please give it a try. I think you're really going to like it. I know I do. I love these things, and I have one for dinner pretty much every night unless I'm going out. So enjoy, my lovelies. Have a great weekend. I'll see you soon, okay? Bye.